Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Chat where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's a lot of Fs. Big F. Anyway, last episode we did some more MSQ, we got back to Ul'dah and cleaned up basically a lot of things in the land of a realm reborn. And we also now have the ability to go to the Aery, because the mana cutters are ready, so we can go and face off with Nidhogg. I've pricked Master Elfino's pride, I fear, but had I been less forceful, the boy would have insisted on accompanying us to the Aery. Do not think me blind to his talent. With a few more campaigns under his belt, I have no doubt that Elfino will make a fine field commander. But one does not practice on an adversary such as Nidhogg. We shall be hard-pressed enough with the added worry of carrying a novice. We have tarried long enough. Let us call upon Master Garland and take possession of the mana cutters. Mana. Mana. Tomato. Does anybody really say tomato? Yeah. I don't know. Weird questions. Weird topics. I'm not gonna bring this up. I'll probably shouldn't do that. Rababa. Hello. Then, old friend, the cutters are ready when you are. Who's which again? Oh, it's the smaller one, right. The final judgment cost us a few sleepless nights, but we got there in the end. Which means you can get where you need to go. I tell you, these little beauties they'll tear through that wind barrier like a Kermit drill through cottage cheese. And that, my friends, is a Garland Ironworks guarantee. You have our thanks. Come, warrior of lights. The Dreadworm awaits. Where are you? Oh, there you are. The Aery now accessible. It is indeed a dungeon, which means that we get to level up. I will be right back, because I'm going to queue up. Well, I'm going to queue up, let me say it like that. Alright. My portrait. My portrait's gone, because I changed my gear. Oh well. Not important. At least not super important. A little unfortunate, but... This is also like one of, if not the most, like the longest intro cutscene to a dungeon. Oh well, people will understand story stuff. We're all made of story stuff. Wow. Okay, that was pretty good. These three belong to each other, I'm pretty dang sure. Not 100% sure, mind you. Just pretty sure. Oopsie. Just the wrong move. The dungeon really begins with just a couple of basic pulls. Not really much special stuff happening. At least not yet. Right, I can use Peloton. I should use Peloton. Yeah. You can't even really do like very big pulls in this beginning part of the dungeon, which is a little bit unfortunate. Just doing big pulls is always fun. Anyway, time for the first boss, which is Rangda. Good old Rangda. He does this move, which I think we're supposed to be close to him. Yeah. Then electrocution, he's just going to choose random targets to hit, and they're going to get knocked back. And then it's gonna do the electric kachechia, I guess? I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, the thing where you need to be close to him. Then ionospheric charge. Is going to make some puddles appear, and somebody's going to get marked with, well, like, tethered to the boss with this purple tether. Now the way you can actually get rid of it is you can actually walk over to these statues around here, like these boys over here. And then you can just drop your tether on that and the statue will take blood. There's also an ad spawning who will then cast heavy on the person who has the tether, to stop you basically from getting to that point. But these people don't really care much for the mechanics. Which is kind of understandable already. Especially in like lower level content. Down we go. Jumping down. So from this point onward you can actually do some bigger pulls. It's also going to be a dragon periodically blasting you with lightning. Just gotta stop attacking that other dragon. Don't want to accidentally grab the aggro. Aggro! I always have to, whenever I say aggro, I have to think of the horse from Shadow of the Colossus. Hit him with some good old Aery auto crossbow, baby. Yeah, love to see it. Over here is like a small little difference with how the area used to be and how it is now. The dragons used to be asleep, so you could avoid them. And if you killed like their children within a certain range of them, they would wake up. But that is something that they just straight up removed. And they instead made it the big pull. Or the bigger pull. Which I Well, it was kind of unique to a certain degree. But a lot of people just pull to the dragons, even if you don't have to fight them, they still just pull them, so... In the end, it's a small change to make everything a little bit more streamlined, I guess. And I don't mind big pulls, so... I'm not complaining. Say hello to this boy. Gascutus? Gascutus, I think. Yeah. Bringia. Anyway, Proximity Pyre is going to just be a small AoE. This boss has been dramatically changed with what it used to be. So, Flammable Gas has been spewed now. And then he's going to do Proximity Pyre. Which means that he's going to make those clouds blow up. Deafening Bellow is just a rate wipe. Just does damage to everybody. And more fumes. And then Ashen Ouroboros, which is the donut around instead of the Proximity Pyre close in. That's basically everything, other than like Body Slam over here. Other than that, let me do like a little explanation of how it used to work. How this boss used to work was that it had, it would spawn little puddles of poison, which would give it a damage stack every single time. And you needed to like lure a bomb to eat those, which would lower the amount of damage that the boss would take, or the boss would do. Sorry. But it would make the bomb bigger, which made it easier to kill. But if the bomb managed to blow up when it was bigger, like when it was too big or whatever, it would do a much crap load of damage and maybe even wipe you. I've never really seen it happen, so I do like this fight a lot more though. The other one was a little bit too like open, I guess. A lot of people just ignored the mechanics because you could. Give me these things, because they are actual upgrades for me. This is item level 136, so already better than my Armor's gear. And then just a long stretch of nothing. It's for the immersion, my friends. More power. Yes. Yes. Arcanist and Summoner though, but that's not really that's not really what I need. But it will still give me seals when I sell it, so. Or when I trade it, I guess. Would be a more apt description. More auto crossbow. It's just like one big arena really where like every now and again there will be new enemies spawning. You have a couple of them that are kind of beefy. And then at the end there's gonna be another wave coming up, which is very weak. I'm gonna hold on to my gauge stuff for the boss, so I can just unload it all. There we go. This fight over here also has had an entire revamp. Deafening Bellow is a raid one. And there's Hot Tail, which is a line attack, I guess. It's kind of difficult to explain. And then Hot Wings is everything but that line. Then we have the eyes over here. We're just going to spawn little puddles. If you get hit by them, you get a bone stack. And then he flies off. To go and do a dive bomb attack. I guess it's a dive bomb. It's difficult to say. I guess, yeah, I'll call it a dive bomb. The Sable Price. He's going to choose a target. And he is going to make them rise up. If the timer runs out, then the person dies. So you had better save them. Your friendship may be over. Right, and then we have a good ol' ad phase. Should Nidhogg's Rancor reach 100, then I am pretty dang sure that attack will one-shot you. Otherwise, the power of that attack is based on the meter, usually. Massacre is just a rate-wide damage, depending on how much power, like how much of Rancor he has. Right. Now it's going to start combining a couple of these things. And then a good old stack marker. Quite obvious. And more raid bars. So on and so forth. But Nidhogg's dead, so. Or, in any case, defeat. In the original version of the fight, Estinian would also be a part of the fight, but they removed that. He used to help you by weakening Nidhogg with the eye, and also protect you from Massacre by using the eye. So you needed to protect Estinian from the ads spawning in. Ba ba ba. I give it to the bard. Right. I already have that, apparently. Ooh, please give me that fending go. No! No! The upgrades. Ah, pain. Well, the lack of an upgrade, really.
No worm! This ends here! You gifted my people 1,000 years of suffering! Now I gift you an eternity in darkness. They are ours, Lord Eldrath. The eyes of Nidhogg.
Aye. The worm lies broken and my father is avenged. With the wellspring of his vitality thus denied him, Nidhogg shall not linger long in this world. But behold the terrible price we have paid. My sire is dead. So many brother knights slain. We traded our honor for the strength which now courses in our veins. And still we are forced to make such sacrifice.
But not in vain, my lord. Hraesvelgr is the only great worm left in Dravania, and he dares not leave his lair. With Nidhogg's eyes in your possession, who now can challenge the might of Ishgard, ascend the throne, and take your rightful place as the ruler of our people?
Nay, my friend. I must forsake the mantle of king. Though Nidhogg be defeated, his wormling horde yet darkens the skies with wings beyond counting. As one who partook of Ratatoska's strength, it shall be my penance to bear a knight's arms until death grants me leave to retire. When that day comes, no prince shall perish, but a hell's-bound hunter of dragons.
But Lord Haldreth, what then shall become of the royal line?
Think of your people, my lord. Without a king, who will the common man turn to in his hour of need? How will he find his way without your benevolent hand to guide him?
I thank you, Sir Flavian and Sir Silvertrill, for dispelling my remaining doubts. With men of such wisdom and compassion in service to the realm, it is plain that Ishgard has no need of a king. But if you must bow to the demands of tradition, you need look no further than yourselves for one worthy to wear the crown. Fare thee well, my brother knights, my loyal friends. On these shoulders shall I bear the weight of my father's sins. With this lance shall I repay the debt accrued through our misdeeds.
What cruel jest has fate played upon us? Have we seized this desperate victory only to lose a king?
We can but act as our lord has bid. We few who remain must divide between us the rulership of Ishgard and her people.
Not I. My oath was to Lord Haldrath, and he alone. If he is not to be king, then I would hang up my shield as well.
Will you abandon us too, sir?
I would wash my hands of blood and betrayal, and take up an honest trade. Mayhap I shall serve ale instead of sharpened steel.
We four, then.
Forton, Hylanat, Dyrendare, and Zemail. But 4 houses to rule all of Ishgard.
And what of the throne?
We keep it empty. Until the day a king rises once more, we must assume the role of stewards. We shall shape our nation anew with a history of our own making, and let the truth of this dark day die here, upon the battlefield.
What ails you, friend? Are you wounded? You have borne witness to history. To the culmination of the first battle with Nidhogg. The legend of Ishgard's founding tells that our ancestors were led to the land of Kurthus by the valiant King Thordan. In the midst of their journey, they came to a wide chasm, where they were set upon by a great worm, Nidhogg. A furious battle then ensued, with Thordan leading the van. Though the brave king was slain defending his people, his son, Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon, fought on undaunted. And with a mighty thrust of his lance, he gouged out Nidhogg's eye, forcing the wicked creature into retreat. Thus, did this eldritch orb become a sacred treasure of Ishgard, lending its power to every knight deemed worthy to bear the title of Azure Dragoon. A rousing tale, is it not? Would that I could still believe it. But your vision, which we must accept as immutable truth, leaves no room for doubt, save on one point. If Haldrath took both of Nidhogg's eyes, then how came this eye to be lodged in the worm's skull? Beneath every answer we unearth, another question lies buried.
Oh. More cutscenes.
"'Twas a fierce battle, but one I knew we would win. Your fame is well deserved, warrior of light. Full proud am I to have fought at your side. I would fain return with all swiftness to Ishgard to inform the Lord Commander of our triumph. But we must first have words with Hraesvelgr. There are parts of this tale that the worm has kept from us, and I would know wherefore.
Though Nidhogg is fallen, my heart is yet heavy, and this stain of corruption pleases me not. When all has been put to rest, I must needs forge my armor anew. So we get the mana cutter key. Let me go and place my armory chest. This is an upgrade, fending. Let me go and put this fending in there, and this. And a bracelet of healing also. And that's it. Okay. I can go and get these. Alright. With Nidhogg fallen, none save Hraesvelgr remains to answer our questions. Let us trouble the worm again. And if Isard yet lingers at Zenith, all the better. I would ever hear the truth from the dragon's maw. Okay. Now what is next on my list of lowest XP amounts? That would be Dark Knight, for which I have 2 new accessories. I think I can fly now, right? No? No, I can't. It's hide your moguls that I need to do first, though. So now we also have the mana cutter as a mount. Are you fucking serious? Anyway. I personally don't really like the mana cutter that much. It's very clunky. But that is just my opinion. Alright, Mr. Monitoring Moogle. Hide and seek seems like a fun game at first, but I had no idea everyone would be so good at it. Now I just want to go home. Could you find the other 3 Moogles and tell them it's time to leave, Koopa? Fell asleep in my hiding place. I think I'll return to my comfy bed. I can, but if you find me, I'll find an even better hiding spot next time, Koopa. Actually found me? Ah, well, I suppose it's time to go home, Koopa. Unbelievable, you've already found all the moguls? Finally, we can go home. I've never seen such skillful seeking in my life. Sorry to make you find everyone. We usually don't hide this well. You'll be the first one to invite to our next game. Let's see, what could I use the most? I already got the earrings for... I think healing could use a little bit of a boost. I go and equip like whatever stuff I have. I'm going to put this in my memory chest. And do that again. Yes, okay. Yeah, my hero is gonna need a lot more stuff. Did I get like a drop? No? Oh, this is actually an upgrade. Well, yeah, it makes sense that that's an upgrade. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me just check if there's anything else that I've since been like that I've just missed. Slaying. Brum, bum, 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 boom. Okay, no. Alright. Let me also go and wear this ridiculous looking hat. Well, ridiculous looking with this armor. Let me just go and apply my crown on it again. Okay, let's go back to Dark Knight, because that's the one that currently needs the most amount of XP. "'Twas you, was it not? The furious screams of the dragons carried far. You have slain Nidhogg. What more could you desire from this place? We're not allowed to raise Felgur to mourn the death of his kin in peace. Spares your sanctimonious judgment, Ice Maiden. We have a gift for the Great Worm, and a mystery that can no longer lie buried. Lady Iceheart, the Dragonsong of War, has all but consumed your life and claimed many of your followers. This time you learned the truth of its beginning, the whole truth, that we may at last bring this bitter conflict to an end. Sound the horn, Warrior of Light."
You mean the moment I prized your eye from his head?
Es easy an ihn.
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Would that Haldreth had dealt the worm a killing blow.
Kom an I fåren King Lunachas morgon. Nå ska han straff an Urstjas anan.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
This one som anskin in Ela. Ratan in Esklos Lisek Lisesk and Gaan. Einfall, Kolum an, tonlos Ineskla. Kas echi Hilson, Sekmon ina an, Srei Snowfall in Sith I an.
$56, my friends. 50 Philippine 6. And now we get these things. Well, you know, this seems like a good opportunity for me to stop the episode. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Just Fed while I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. Next episode, we're gonna go back to Ishgard. But I'm gonna level up off camera. Goodbye.